Opulence. We own everything.
No, you like to talk shit just like us.
Where are you at? We have to talk.
Better come and subscribe.
And go over to YouTube at Shit Talker.
Your show, because you're not going to want to miss us.
And I'm just to let you know, today is Shit Talker, baby.
Welcome back to Shit Talker. It is me, your host, Canary Mirror, and obviously I am joined by my fabulous, opulent sisters, Chris Love Dion.
Hello, everyone.
Chanel Mir Allure.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Salmon Fable.
Hello. I'm hoping that this time I'm here for the long ride.
Exactly. Today we're going to be recapping RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 3. And all I'm going to say is somebody does go home this week, so we will not be disappointed. Well, maybe we will, but we'll get to that later. Clock that T. But this week, the girls are faced with the challenge of designing a look out of things based on Monopoly. And yeah, but starting off the episode, Hermona Lisa comes in, and the girls are shading her the house down boots. How would you feel if you were there at Drag Race and you were expecting this girl to go home and she does not go home? Let's start with Salmon. How are you gonna feel?
Girl, when she walked in and they were going back and forth between her, I feel like Hermona just she backed down, and if I was the one going home, not if I was seeing somebody go home. If I was the one going home, I'm I pulled the right lever, I'm here, But she kind of backed down. They were yelling at her, and she's like, ew.
No, but then she gathered Joella.
Slight.
She said, but about her
Slight.
wig. So clock that T. Clock that T.
She should have gone home though. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you think Hermona should have went home? Yeah. Hermona was a mess. Chris, what were your thoughts?
Ding ding ding.
I feel like the girls were not living for the fact that Hermona stayed, and it was evident, and they let her have it. But I do feel for her because I'm just like, damn, it really is not her fault that she got the right lever, whether it's production or not. So I'm just like, damn, give her some grace a little bit.
Right, low key, that's your sister at the end of the day. After the end of all this, you're still gonna be with her. Chanel, how are your thoughts on Miss Hermona?
If I was in the competition, if I was anybody other than Hermona, I would be a little pressed because that early in the season, you want to go ahead and get the ball rolling a little bit.
Right.
And so to still not see somebody go home right when you think you're just about to get there, I can understand being annoyed. But if I was Hermona, I would be like, girl, try me because I'm still here. All that talking for what?
And also another thing is a lot of girls don't go home on the first episode anymore, so they kind of should have expected that at this rate.
Yeah,
right. It's very uncommon. I think the only one that we saw as of lately who someone actually went home was Irene on 15, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of come to be expected that no one's gonna really go home on that first elimination.
Yeah.
But still, it's just as annoying.
Yeah, I would be annoyed if I was there. I'd be like, girl, get your raggedy country chatting nigga ass out of here, boo. But
I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Right, get out. But that's besides the point. The girls do the mini challenge that are deciding their colors, but they don't know that. And Lana Jure gets boardwalk. Chris, are you triggered? Yes or no?
Lana, you gotta come to boardwalk, sister. You'll have a blast.
Yes,
I would love you there.
But Crystal steals it right from her, so Crystal's actually going to boardwalk, honey. So
yes.
Too.
And having no pads in boardwalk is a huge plus. So
you say what?
I said having no pads or body in boardwalk is a huge plus. So she would be right there.
Exactly.
You don't gotta put the password down.
Yes.
No shade. If I was pulling the Monopoly cards out and I got $100 or $200, and then I saw somebody else get more money than me, I'd be pressed. I'd be like, why would you call me up there if you knew that
right
card
right? You knew what card was next. Give me that.
And I'm like, that's so shady. It's not even a random draw. They're literally just pulling them out. I was like, this is crazy. But
girl, these are some of the lowest prizes I've seen for Drag Race.
Yeah.
I was girl,
it's you get a McDonald's gift card and $10 and a lollipop. I'm like, what?
I think a lot of these girls paid a lot more for just the hair on their head.
Girl.
They're like, thanks for the 180, I guess.
Yeah.
I was living for Crystal and Lana, passing around the same $200.
Going back and forth, yes.
Girl, and after taxes, they made $10, so fuck that.
No shade. They felt bad for Joella, so that's why she went first, so she could get that coin. Yes, God. So clock that T, because she won with big. All right, so the girls get assigned their groups for the sewing challenge, and they all are doing monochromatic looks based on the color of the top of the little Monopoly card. So, group one is A Case of Forgot, Corey King, and Lydia. Group two is Arietti, Lana Geray, and Susie 2. Group three is Orange, which is Hermona Lisa, Lexi Love, and Lucky Stars. And then group four is the green group, Jules Sparkles, Joella, and Anya Nerve. And then the last group, which is the blue group, which is Crystal Envy and Sam Star. In the workroom, the girls are working on their looks, and right off the jump, Lucky is struggling, and we're all witnessing Lucky struggle, and I feel so bad looking at my sister. I'm like, dang. And her asking for help from all these people. Joella is also kind of struggling, but it seems like she has somewhat of an idea. It's just the idea isn't good. Did you guys notice anything in the workroom that you were like living for? We can start with Chanel.
I was like cringing because Lucky Stars right off the bat, she is known for her paper creations and unconventional materials, just like she said. So when they panned over to that table of materials and it was like the saddest pile of fabrics for each color, I was like, oh no, because not only do they have to split that amount of materials, it's not the material she's used to working with. So that's the first thing that was running through my mind. But I just
Yeah.
also wasn't really living for the selection that they gave the girls when they first showed it. It just was like cheap fur, something metallic, something satin, and something velvet. And I was just like, okay. But it was just kind of, I would be uncomfortable personally. I was cringing for the girls because I
Yeah.
wouldn't know what to do in that
Real.
You
situation.
wanted a little bit more fabric being chosen. Salmon, what were your
Right.
thoughts?
Girl, I feel the same way. Like, it's monopulence, but you're giving people these, like, little Timu, like, sweatshop factory fabrics. And I don't know what that's supposed to be
Oh
giving.
my god, Sweatshop Factory is crazy.
And
My
then
God.
Lucky, she's, like, working on her outfit, and I'm like, you can't use, like, an Elmer's glue stick on a pile of, like, velvet. Like, I don't know why
Yeah,
she was
that's
gonna
sadly
do.
she's gonna struggle. Boo.
I felt
Chris?
so bad, but it was, the amount of stuff they were given was, like, minuscule. Like, no room for mistakes. Like, it
Yeah.
was, would not want to be there, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was a little gagged when they said monopulence and like they were bringing out like Joanne's fabric clearance section. I was like, girl, y'all gotta do better than that because that's crazy.
Girl.
The girls definitely deserve some nicer things, and honestly, there shouldn't have ever even been a fight about trims. Why is there not enough trim to go on two outfits? That's my
Right.
question.
Exactly. Let's get into it. So Anya Nerve and Jules Sparkles get into a heated argument about the trim later on because Anya took Jules' trim that she was saving. Whose side are you guys on in this argument? Let's start with Chris Love. Whose side are you on?
So in the moment, I felt like I saw both sides. I kind of felt like, even though it wasn't necessarily a group challenge, I did feel like, the trim shouldn't have become as big of an issue as it did. I kind of was feeling for Anya, especially because she doesn't really know how to sew. So like Jules sitting there rouging, Anya's like, "Oh, she got this. She don't need my little trim. Like it'll be fine if she doesn't have the
Right.
trim." So I definitely got where she was coming from in the sense where like if you see a girl that knows what she's doing, you're gonna be like, she's fine. She doesn't need it. So especially at the end of the night, she didn't add it. She was like, girl, I'm gonna put it on my shit, and it as we see later, it ended up working in her favor. So
Right.
I was living.
Yeah. Chanel, what were your thoughts on the trim gates?
So I'm like, I agree. I don't get why there's not enough for everybody to use, but at the same time, like, whoever gets it gets it. So when it comes to whose side am I on, Jules or Anya, I feel like I'm siding with Jules because what's the point of grabbing materials to use if they're not yours to claim? So like, if it was just everybody's materials to use, there would be no purpose of going to grab materials off the table in the first place. Everybody would just go get their stuff from the table as they need it. So I understand Jules' frustration about that was her trim, technically, not really. But also, Anya, if you have this basic dress, you're going to need to use the materials provided to spice it up. And if the only materials left is that trim, honey, I'm going for it. If it's not on your dress, it's still available. So I
Right.
can see both sides. But also, both of their dresses had kind of gotten to a point where they needed something extra. So it was really down to who was going to grab it first because both of them had created a green base out of the same velvet fabric. So it was really like who was going to get it
Girl, it's
first. So it
survival
just
of the
kind of.
fiercest. You gotta really just like fend for
Girl.
yourself on Drag Race. $200,000
Baby,
on the line.
It
And
turned
I'm
into
glad Anya
Survivor.
stood on it.
Girl,
I'm
or
glad Anya stood
180
on it. She
Monopoly
was like,
dollars.
I'm not
Like,
about to beg you for that, honey. It's not yours. And
I'm
then
not
say
about to
Jules
ask you
and
for
Sam
nothing that I
on.
need.
We're not about to ask no bid. Yeah, that honestly, I feel the same way. I just think
girl.
I feel like at the end of the day, it is Jules did claim it and she did take it and put it in her pile. And baby, if I put something in my pile, back up, like that's fine. So clock out, get on my face because I got that trim from moi, not for you. And if Loki, the next day, baby, if my trim's on your dress, give me that shit because I'm about to put it on my dress.
Lexi
Thank
and
you very
Hermona
much.
style.
I'm about to Hermona Lisa you.
Oh,
Listen,
my hands.
she should have taken a note from Lexi and started ripping shit off. Like, you do your baby wrong.
Exactly.
Girl. I'm on Team Jules. Like, I feel like Jules definitely should have told her in the moment, like, give me that back. But at the end of the day, bitch, don't touch my shit. Like,
Right.
I feel like Anya was in the right being like, why are you talking about me? But, like, Jules, the attitude can be bruised. Like, chop. Like, I don't want
What?
that. I don't want people yelling at me for, like, taking nothing when you're not going to tell me not to take it in the first place.
Right.
Literally,
Like you're
I'm
over
like, and
here
also
critiquing.
the amount of trim Anya ended up putting on, girl, how did you not notice? Like, it took you
Girl, she was, like, done with the outfit.
until y'all were mugging to like figure out that you had all that trim on her, like on that outfit. Like, girl,
Yeah. It was a
Yeah, like,
chop.
where were you when she put it all over the dress? Like, did she? I'm confused.
Was Jules not
Right,
in the
like where were
room?
you
Like, y'all
sitting?
in the same group?
Trim doesn't take
Exactly.
10 seconds to put on. She's probably there for a couple hours, like, placing each little, like, doot, doot, doot. I'm like,
Girl.
That's crazy.
Okay, so Lexi tells Hermona that she could not have that stones on that outfit. And so Hermona comes in the next day trying to pop stones off. She's like popping stones off. And it and
Is that what you think she sounds like?
no, that's what she sounds like. I know my southern girl. So she's popping stones off and Lexi's like, sorry, it's the name of the game, and she really doesn't feel bad because she did break the rules. So how would you guys feel if you took the time out of your day to put stones on your gown and you have to pop it off the next morning before you even get a chance to start your makeup?
Well, me personally, I know I would be the girl to bring bags and bags of stones to Drag Race,
Right.
and I would probably be in my hotel room overnight, fully encrusting it. So if a girl told me to take them off, I'd be like, "Try me. This E6000 is cured." But it was gagging me that Hormona was like, "Acacia, you trying to help me, girl? It's like pulling ticks off a pig." And I was like,
Girl.
did she just
"Girl,
do that? Like,
yeah, like, why are you? That's your issue, baby. You broke
Baby.
the rules. Don't bring her into this."
Right. She
girl,
said
I
if
it
would
to
be
I got
mad.
Jules.
I
caught,
would
like,
be
breaking
mad
the
if I
rules, like,
did it, but I would also be mad if somebody else was about to win a challenge for stuff that was not on that table.
Yeah.
So it's
I can tell you right now she wasn't gonna win.
Girl, them 20 stones thrown about across that dress were not about to be the ticket.
Well, that was gonna be her golden ticket to the crown,
well,
honey.
I mean, even if she got her flowers for it, is my point.
Right. And
10
then
little orange
Just for them
pimples on a
stones
dress.
alone, you're safe as fuck.
Lucky is struggling with her garment and asking for Lexi and Hermona's advice. And they're just like, pick up the hot glue gun, girl, because this is looking a mess. Like a messy mess.
That was sending me.
Girl.
What shocked me, I'm like, Arietti's your man. Like, if you didn't get your man to come over there and help you with your gown, like, that's not your man at the end of the day. 'Cause your
What
man's
happened
supposed
to, like,
help
wanting
you.
to paint each other? Like, what happened to that?
What happened to that? What happened? RuPaul brings out the receipts of Rada Queen. Let's clock that tea. I forgot about that.
She woke it up.
So RuPaul
Had
brings
to
out
end
those
messes.
receipts. And how does it? What was the most shocking thing that you guys discovered? Let's start with Salmon.
Corey's. Like, they were not living for Corey at
I'm
all. Like,
agreeing. Yeah.
baby, mocha chocolate vanilla, they did not love at all.
Take
They
that
said that the
ice.
coffee was stale and dirty. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I can't. I was shocked by that too. I thought Corey was up there in like my top 4, top 3 performances. And for it to rate that low, almost in Hermona Lisa's spot, I was gagged.
I was like cringing when Acacia like they rolled out hers and it was just all bottom placement. She was like, "All right, next." Like I would be so uncomfortable.
I would be
It was
heated.
just gaggy how Lexi was mothering. Like, she got, like, all perfect scores, bitch. Like, she ate.
That's fierce.
Right. And then poor Sam Starr got ranked last by Lydia, and Lydia was lost for words, honey. She was like,
She was like,
Girl.
she's like, do you not live for me? And Lydia's like, well, yes, no.
He's like, I don't. Yeah, it was boring, but I love you.
Right. The girls weren't ready for that goopery. I would be gagged if I were, because I know I'm gonna rate strategically, so I'd be gagged if myself was out there. I'd be like, oh.
Also,
But
when Anya pointed out, she was like, I don't get why you would bump someone up to try to save them. That's like voting them unfairly. I'm like, come on, Captain Obvious, that's the point. Like, they're just trying to
literally,
rig the system. I'm like, why?
Anya
Yeah, that's
seemed
what they're
really
getting at.
butthurt. She seemed really butthurt about that and really frustrated with the unfair judging. But at the end of the day, Anya, I said it once and I'm gonna say it again. You walked around the stage. That's why you didn't win. Like, it was walking back and forth. Anybody can do that. But Lana and Arietti.
Not too much in and out. Not too much.
Let her get
In,
up.
Right foot in, out. Left foot in, out.
How I look in, out.
Y'all are a mess. Lana and Arietti's alliance is confirmed, and they clock it, which is honestly a strange alliance. I wouldn't have seen that coming.
Girl, a safe as fuck alliance.
Girl,
I don't know what the point was.
mad safe.
What was the point? Like, neither of y'all won. Like, I was a little confused by that.
girl, when she holds up the lunch
you're a big
basket,
one.
it's like, I know you're gonna win with my vote. Go gag them a bit.
Go gag them a bit.
Girl, Lana didn't even believe in her own alliance. She was like, I'm voting her high because I know no one else will. like, girl, what was that?
There was like a little bit of
That
like
was
smidgen
crazy.
where she thought Arietti would not put her high. Like, there was like a little bit of like hesitation, I could tell.
Yeah.
Girl, it was giving dress to impress. It was giving, I'm gonna give my girl that 5 stars, even though she didn't eat.
Very that. Very that. Like, she didn't eat, but she did that 5 stars. But moving on to the girls talking about what they're gonna design, Lexi is very ambitious in her design on the rolling and the roll. And do you guys think this would go well or go bad before you end up seeing how it's gonna go? Like, what would be your initial thought?
I think it's boring. Like, I can imagine it not working like at all. Like that's how my mind would think. But I feel like anything Lexi does, like, just ends up working anyway. So I believed in her from the very start.
Lexi has like a way. Lexi has a way of like doing something to impress the judges. Like, she's like, even if it's not the most like polished thing you've ever seen, like, she just wants to get that like surprise factor.
Yeah,
which I appreciate.
She likes to.
I know with my luck, I would have dropped that roll down and I would have been trailing cardboard right behind me. Nothing would have unrolled.
Girl, I'd be so scared. Like, oh, that would be terrifying. But then she mentions how she's becoming a Samstar fan, and because Samstar is not riddled with she devil blood. And honestly, that gagged me. But I was obsessed because I'm low-key becoming a Samstar fan too. During the course of this episode, I was seeing what she was creating. I was like, yes, like, I live for Samstar personally. What are your guys' thoughts on Sam? Starting with Chanel.
I love Sam. She's a country girl. She's a pageant girl. She's everything I love in a drag queen. She has personality out the wazoo. She's very funny. She makes a couple interesting stylistic choices here and there, but she's still a very enjoyable queen to me.
How about you, Chris Love?
I think she has Old Maiden type drag. No, I'm kidding.
Wake it
I
up.
really like Sam. I think she has some of the best confessionals. She gives me such like Trinity vibes, like straight to the point, like blunt, and I like that. I like a girl that isn't gonna talk her shit in the confessionals. And yeah, I'm a fan. I really think she's she really likes Cheetos too. So
exactly, she does like Cheetos.
Girl,
I do like Cheetos.
I like Cheetos. No, but I see myself in, and when she was talking about like the Walmart fabric section, I think that was her. I was like, I see you and I hear you. That is so me. That's all I have is the Walmart fabric section in a dream. So I was with her. I was with her.
All right, now let's get into these looks, honey. So let's start with Hermona Lisa. Did you guys peep any of the E6000 dots on the dress? What were your thoughts on the look at the overall finished look of it all? Chris Love?
So I think Hermona Lisa did like overall a really good job. I think she looked like pretty polished from head to toe. Is anything new? No. It wasn't crazy, but I think she like kind of got through. I know that her pink hair is her thing, but I think like a nice peach or a nice salmon would have looked nice. A salmon fable. No,
baby. Salmon always looks nice.
But no. But I think a different hair would have complemented the look a little better, but I like it. I mean, she was a goldfish inside Zana shoe, so I was living.
Exactly.
Is it pretty midi or a
She gets a midi, though.
Midi?
It wasn't anything too crazy, but it was fine.
Okay, I personally think I liked Hermona Lisa's gown. I thought it was one of the prettiest things up there. I hated like the little strap that went down into the bustier looking thing. I didn't really love that, but other than that, I really liked it. And the pink hair, I like that it's her thing. And I honestly liked it with this outfit. I thought it looked like cute. It was like all light colors, light tones. So I was living. I thought it was really pretty. So that gets a pretty for me, even though that bitch should be packing her bags and honestly should be already in Chattanooga. But I'm gonna leave it alone.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's, who was it? Jiggly that did the apocalypse ball thing with all the tinfoil baked potato. That's what it gave me. It
You're a
looks
mess.
Wait, I forgot to say something I wanted to say. I was not living for the piece of fabric as a boa. I think it works
right,
if it's like a
right.
texture, like fur, like another queen did, but just to have like a piece of fabric, I was like, girl, that's not no boa.
Orange baked potato, Jaden Dior Fierce or whatever, apocalypse ball, Jiggly, whoever it was. That's what it gave me. I'll give it a midi though.
At first glance, it is like a very passable look. It's gorgeous. One detail that I'm noticing is like my pale sister, sometimes our skin comes off a little pink. And so having this slick pink wig kind of just makes her look like bald a little bit, like kind of egg-like.
Hmm.
And then I'm also not liking this neckline really of the gown because it doesn't seem too proportional with her like breasts that she has in it. It seems almost too focused on the center of her chest with the strap that's there connecting to the shoulder thing. It's just a little too pushed in. And
Yeah.
then I like the detail of what the fabric she had underneath the bottom of the skirt. It kind of gave it like another texture coming out of the orange. But I agree with Chris, that boa, quote unquote, that she had going on. I'm literally looking at the bolt of fabric. She was like, "Okay, yep, this will be good," and then just walked on out. Like I don't even think that she planned to
It's
use that.
because
I
she
bet she
gave
was
her
just like,
pink
"Oh yeah,
boa
this
to
is
you, so she
leftover."
couldn't even use it because you had
She
the
was
pink
like, Lexi,
And
boa.
can I
honestly, the
borrow?
ruffles that she did on the bottom of her dress, could you not just do a little boa real quick, like the same ruffles?
Right.
Like I
Right,
don't
like
know.
something on the edges of it or something. Just she literally just had the fabric. That was crazy.
Take some ruching
But it's
classes from
definitely
Jules.
it's definitely gonna have to get a midi for me. It's not pushing anything.
Damn, that's so rude. But we have to go into somebody that is going to be rough. This is going to be really, 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 really rough. Lucky Stars. What were your guys' thoughts when Lucky Stars stepped out on that runway? I'm gonna let Chris start. Set the tone for your Florida system. This is the drag that you guys present. Is that so in Florida? So can we hear what the tea is?
So
Mm,
I think Lucky is a great drag queen, but I think that this look wasn't my favorite for her. Obviously, the struggle was real, and it really showed. I feel like the silhouette is cute, but I think it needed to be more nipped in at the waist, like just more extreme proportions, and like certain things were just off. I feel like the pearls were just kind of like thrown on there. It just, I could just tell she was falling apart, and the outfit's falling apart, and I just feel bad. Like that's just when as soon as she walked out, I was just like, I just feel bad. Like you can't really like in this moment, like the mug wasn't too good, the hair was flat. It was just it was hard to watch, but I think she's really creative, and I honestly wish she just stuck with something more creative. Because, girl, they don't like when you switch it up. Do your thing, because as soon as you switch it up, you get the boot. So I give it a hitty, unfortunately.
yeah.
Also,
Seeing Lucky walk out, literally, like Chris said, all I was thinking was this poor girl. Like, oh, because being there on Drag Race and having to you trying to switch up your style so early into the game, I don't think now is the time to switch up your style. Maybe later. It's just too soon. It's too soon, and the orange wig, the orange outfit, everything just looked frumpy and not fitting. But to be fair, it wasn't like the most horrible thing ever created on life. At least it was something put together. So I give her that. But at the end of the day, looking at that, I do not see Lucky Stars. I see a baby queen that's dancing on some type of drag competition online. It's not giving cute. It's not giving tea. It's not giving pretty. So for that reason, it is a hitty Lucky Stars. Even though I love you and I do think you're very creative.
I just feel really bad because nothing about this look is anything you would like think of a Lucky Stars look. So it just like it hurts that much worse knowing that she's failing in something that's not even her strong suit. Like she was not like she was set up, but she was really not in her comfort zone. So it just makes it that much harder to look at. But it's just the first thing I'm noticing is that it's like the stereotypical drag race doesn't know how to sew design challenge look. It's something covering a corset and something covering a hoop skirt. And neither of the two things are working proportionally together to create any type of silhouette that's pleasing to the eye. Ugh, I
Yeah.
feel so bad, but it's gonna
What
have
she
to be
said.
a shitty. It's gonna have
Yeah.
to be a shitty.
It's a shitty. Salmon, what are your thoughts? Anything new?
That's what that look.
You're like, go to jail. Do not pass go. Go straight to
Baby,
jail.
this look, Mama, this is garbage. Whatever sibling. She was struggling to get all of that sewn up. I was like, tear some pages out of the sketchbook and start gluing it to your face. Like, do what you do. I was like
Right.
hoping and praying she would like it go back, but
I was like, make a orange like fabric, like make like
girl.
a big orange slice out of like velvet. I don't know, like
Grab
Right.
one of
something.
those
Come
grab one
on.
of those Monopoly cards, cut out a hole for your face and put it on. I just felt so bad. It was sad. It was so sad, but she's one of the most creative people on the cast and it like hurts to see her struggle on like a creativity challenge.
Yeah. What do you give her, a shitty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. Moving on to Miss Lexi Love, honey. Okay, she low-key let these orange girls have it ever so slightly. Even though it's not giving me as much opulence as Hoochie Mama, it is still tea. And I liked how she presented it. I liked how her hair looked. I liked how her makeup looked. The feathers, the stones, everything looked like perfection. So she really did her big one. This is a pretty for me.
I think this was a little bit of a risky idea in a couple ways because obviously the gag is risky enough, like doing the train unrolling, but also doing a mini dress, like as your silhouette for opulence, was also a very risky choice. But I think she made all of the right decisions as far as embellishing it with the feathers and doing the gag of the train because at first glance you just see the little mini dress, but then the train just goes all the way down the runway. And there's nothing more opulent than a freaking runway length train covered
Right.
in ostrich feathers. So I think she did an amazing job. I love the way she used her natural hair. I love the contacts that she did. We don't usually see her in those. So that was a very nice little touch. I think that she did everything just right for this look. I love the way she even brought the orange down into her shoes, so it was a head to toe moment. I think she really aced this challenge, and so it's going to be a pretty.
Honestly agree with everything that Chanel said. Like, one, taking that risk in itself, like, automatic, like, whoa. Because, like, that's one of those things where it can be, like, so embarrassing. Like, you throw it and you just drag it along a bolt of fabric with
Yeah.
you. But it worked out in her favor. She mothered it. I love her walk. That's one thing I really like about Lexi is her walk. And honestly, in this challenge, like, I'm looking at the picture right now, and the picture they chose, glamorous.
All right. That's a pretty from
So
you.
that gets the pretty.
So I actually did enjoy this from Lexi. I think honestly, the way she walks and like present her looks, like she could sell anything. Like she could walk out there in a fucking diaper, and she will like sell it. Like she walks down, like the legs were on. She had her like hair slicked up, which I had never seen her do that, so I was living. Um, a little dark on the forehead, so tone that down, mamas. I think it could have been like some draping on the hip, a little bit to like make the front of it kind of give more opulent.
Right.
Something across the shoulder, like just something to add because it did give very like the show is over. I got to walk around, do a shot with the girls. Like it gave very like tip around outfit in the front. So I wish it had a little more going on in the front, but I do think the roll of fabric idea was really smart, and the ostrich feathers. I'm like, where you get them ostrich feathers? Because I only saw her with ostrich feathers.
Right.
So are you trying to clock Hermona? Where's your no? Kidding.
Right. Wake it up.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the red team, which starting with Susie. Toot. And honestly, I'm obsessed. I think she looks so good. I think she ate this look. She looks so skinny. I'm like, yes, like skinny bitch. So her twink death is coming soon. But she looks really, really, really good. And I'm obsessed with this look. Obviously, her makeup is shit, but we haven't got there to the part where her makeup comes out a little better. But that'll be soon. That'll be soon. Because now she's stunning. Now she's stunning. So no, it's not shit. It's not shit. But it's just like, okay.
Clip.
Yeah. So it is for me a pretty. What are your thoughts, Salmon?
So looking at it, the ugliest little tootie. Okay, no. She's. I like the look. I really enjoy the look, and I hate her lips. Like I hate her lips. I hate them.
Can we see your
They're
lips?
crayon.
No, Susie, I'm gonna get this Pringle can ass bitch because fuck this bitch.
But honestly, the look itself, like, I'll give it. I can't. I'll give it a midi. I'll give it a midi. Like not super glamorous, but I'm with it. I'm with it. Team Susie.
So I was actually pleasantly surprised by Miss Two. I really enjoyed this for the most part. I really like the fact that she went with like the devil vibe and gave more of like a concept as well as just not just walking out in an outfit. So I like that she, told a little bit of a story. And I thought the makeup is not the best, but I think we'll get there as the critiques come along. Um, I'd like the way she did like the lower back and like the higher neck in the front. I think that's really cute. I'm not sure like the materials that Lexi said that she was apparently taking from home. I don't see it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell what she took from home and
Yeah,
put on
me
the
neither.
outfit. But I give it a pretty. It's like pretty midi for me.
Okay, that's pretty. Should know.
All right, I personally really enjoyed it, and contrary to popular belief, I actually liked her makeup today.
Can see
I
why you like
liked the
it.
way she did the little lower liner to kind of. I like the way she did the lower liner to kind of add to the little devilly vibe. I love the little headpiece she made, and I love the little trimming she kind of had dangling off of the dress. I think that was the perfect little subtle detail that did a lot. I thought it was very gorgeous, so it's going to be a pretty.
Let's move on to the diva, Ariete. And this look is sickening. She honestly ate. I love her with that little black girl with the black girl hair, with the black girl braid. Yeah, I love her look. Vanity pointed something out. She said that her look was very like Latina, but when she came out, I was doing like Asian references. I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I was seeing that.
I
But
was
we know she
getting
likes
that.
to pull from different cultures, so I'll give her her tens. And Ariete, this look itself is.
God, let her get up.
Oh, I actually do really like this look, even though I don't know what exactly the vision was. It's giving me opulence, it's giving me pretty, it's giving me everything. So this look is a pretty. Everybody has gotten a pretty for me besides one sneak, but I'm really living for this look from you right now, Ariete.
So Ariete got her cornrows on. Yes.
Yes, God.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the way Ariete styled everything. I think it looked really opulent, and the silhouette was gorgeous with the puff sleeve and like the way that it connected around in the back of the dress. Like that was so gorgeous. I love the cutout. The cutout was really pretty, and she really did things like I wouldn't expect girls to do on a design challenge. Like she tailored it to a corset. Like she
Right.
like, Mama, this is not her first time at the rodeo. Like she knew
Exactly.
what she was doing. The mug was on. I love that she put red in the hair to like tie it all together. Like she really thinks about everything head to toe. So I really appreciate that for her. So I love you, black girl. You get a pretty.
I really enjoyed Ariete's look this week. I love the little tweaks that she made to her makeup to kind of uh, make Michelle a little happier about the nose. I thought that her mug was gorgeous. I love the way that the dress just looks like she got it from a designer. Like it looks finished. There doesn't look to be any janky details on it. It doesn't look crafty. It doesn't look like she made it in 6 hours in a workroom. It looks like she spent a lot of time and dedication on this dress, and I just really appreciate that. So I just thought this look was everything. It's going to be a pretty, not too many comments on it. It's just very gorgeous.
So the wig definitely was giving like when a white girl gets like a wig with edges from Miss Scissorhands. Like that's what it was giving.
Yeah, we know a girl. We know a
Uh,
girl.
we know one.
We
Um,
know.
Otherwise, it was a really pretty look. I love the sleeves. She was like thick in the hips today. Like she was like
Baby.
she got some hams down there for this runway, and I was gagged. I feel like usually she has like something covering there, like some sort of random belt, chain, spike, something. But like you
Mhm.
could see her body, and I feel like that was very nice with this. Like she looked regal, very very oriental. I don't know how else to put it, but
You're
it's a
drunk.
pretty. I'll give her my pretty. I like the wig.
Yeah, she looks fierce. Moving on to Lana Jarre, and no shade, Lana Jarre, this is shit. I really do not like this look. Okay, it's not shit, but I really do not like this look. I think it's honestly it is mid, and I know you can do stuff. So to see you do this, it was very interesting to me. I feel like you could do something a little bit more. I feel like the length of the dress was very matronly and not too pretty, and the where the stones were placed or whatever those appliques were, it was too like copy and paste. I didn't really like it. So for that reason, it's a midi. because it is constructed well. I just think it could be a little bit better, and I loved your hair and makeup. So, yeah.
I think she needs to lean a little bit away from like the long leg model girl kind of vibe and try something different because this ain't working.
Mm.
This is not working on this runway. I didn't like this design challenge look from her. I get it's like her vibe, but I kind of want to see her in like something more like creative or conceptual because I don't know what era we're pulling from with this at
Yeah.
all, but I don't think it's awful, so I'll give it a midi.
I can see that she patterned out this dress like in the front. There's a lot of seams in the front, kind of making up the bodice. But still, it's not fitting quite right. Like the middle point of the dress, like on her midriff, is kind of bunching up around her waist. And she did like a body this time. Like she wore pads, which was different, which I liked. But it wasn't my favorite look. This wig was all kinds of backwards though. It's like the slick was really, really big and bulky, and then the bun was tiny and
I don't
like
know. I kind of like
not
that
there.
about it. It looked like kind of fierce to me. I don't know. I was living.
The look was not my favorite overall, so I'm gonna give it a midi.
Knowing Lana as a girl that usually does make her own stuff, at least before the race, I kind of had a little bit of higher expectations. So this was a little bit of a letdown for me. Because I've seen her make stuff with like trains and like actually kind of more opulent things. So I feel like this was kind of just like a little cute like little look. And yeah, I wanted a little more. The dress was fine. I kind of didn't like the length of it that much. And I feel like the pads were like, it gave like, you don't pad very often. Let's just
No.
say that. Like they weren't the best, shape wise. And yeah, it was fine. So I'll give it a midi.
Yeah, very mid. Very
He looks
mid.
gorgeous though. The face was really, really pretty.
Let's move on to A Casey Forgot. And I might be one of one, but I really like this look. I think it is so good. It's probably my favorite out of all the yellow looks, which honestly isn't saying very much, but I do really love Acacia's look.
Right.
And I think the hair could have been a little bit different or a little bit bigger or something, but at the end of the day, I really like Acacia's look, and she's growing on me a little bit more. Less forgettable. Exactly. All right, so I'm gonna give it a pretty. I'm really generous today. I'm feeling really nice, you know.
Not to be that girl, but I did not like this. I'm sorry. I feel like it was very unflattering. The chest like poked out like in a not cute way. And I didn't like the rhinestone like things on the nipples. It just took away from the opulence to me. And I feel like she probably thought that was adding opulence, and I feel like it did the opposite. The hair was too small. The shoulders like jutted out and made the hair look even smaller. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a hitty, unfortunately, for Miss Forgot.
Looking at her, I don't remember Dolly Parton being a fucking slut. But the look is like it's kind of like eye rollish. Like I don't like it at all. But I don't think it's as shit as Chris said.
I mean, it's well made. It's just not flattering,
Yeah.
like at all.
I agree. It looks a little bit cuckoo crazy, so I'm gonna just give it a midi and move on. I don't have anything positive to say.
It's just like looking at it, I'm just like it's not like it's made bad. I'm just like I don't like looking at it because it gives me like it gives me like Dolly Parton vibes. I guess she's country diva, whatever. It's the signature Acacia mohawk, but like this big plunging neckline to show off your breastplate that doesn't match your face and the rubber neck up by your chin. Like you really wanted to show that off, love?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. And then
So opulent.
and also the boobs. You want to do a dress with full lace with a breastplate that doesn't even fit you and show with nipple appliques. What opulent event are you showing up to?
I thought this was a classy party. Like what?
So there's just I'm sorry. Congrats on making some well done hems, but no, ma'am, this is gonna have to be a shitty.
Damn. All right, moving on to Corey King. And I actually really like this look as well. I think looking at it again, I could see why she was put low because the construction of it was a little bit lacking, and she does look like a hoochie mama. But at the end of the day, I like this look. It just doesn't give opulence. She missed the brief, and if you miss the brief, like that's a chop. So, but I think she looks really, really great. So I'm gonna give it a midi.
It's looking a little bit crazy around like every little part where that fur feather is looking a bit. Mom, brush it out. Grab that teasing brush and go like.
Brush it out.
It
It's
looks
crazy.
matted. It looks crazy.
So you're saying a black person's hair looks matted? Gag it. Okay, you're crazy.
Not the hair.
Oh, you're calling her nappy headed.
I'm
Wow.
saying the little fur feathers on the bottom of the dress.
Wake it up. Wake it
But
up.
I don't think it's low. I would not put this low. I'd put it bottom too.
You're mad. You're mad.
No, this is my safe. I'll give her a midi. I don't think it's bad.
I'm just like a little like conflicted. Like it's kind of giving me just like bulky. Like she got on like a bulky mini dress with this bulky fur on the bottom, with this bulky handbag, with these bulky shoes on, with this hair that's kind of in her face, like kind of starting to fall in her face a little bit. It's just not the cutest, but I don't like that they're making such a big deal about it being cheap when they provided the materials. Like, if you think it's giving cheap, honey, you shouldn't have saved a couple pennies when you bought it. Like, you bought the fur. Why? What are you talking about? It's cheap.
It was ruined when she bought it.
Like, did I bring this fur? No. So save your comments. Like, but it's just not my favorite look. Not much really to say about it. It's not bad. Like, she did exactly what she said she was going to do in the episode and then scooted on by. But it's going to be a midi.
I feel like you really shouldn't say like you're aiming for safe in a drag race episode, because they're gonna do their big one, and they did their big one tonight.
Yeah.
But I think the look itself was cute. You know, it was fine. I think the fur elements were cute, and I like that it wasn't, you know, a gown. But I also don't like that it wasn't a gown, because those shoes, like, you gotta cover that up.
The bordello.
Pocket feet.
But it was fine. There's not really much to write home about, so I'm gonna give it a midi.
Moving on to Lydia Butthole Collins. The internet is shaking over this look. They're like, she should have won. She should have won. No, you guys are stupid. This is hideous. I don't think she should have won. It looks like it literally looks like this. Here, let me get my blanket. And then I walked out. I was like, yes, I'm serving opulent. Like, no, that's not opulent. No, honey, that is not opulent. And her little hat, like, it's cute, but not that cute. I love Lydia, but I just think this look was a mess. I get that it's avant-garde, but at the end of the day, every look can't be avant-garde, sister. So it's going to be a shitty for me. Yeah, not too pretty. Sorry.
I do not like this look. Like, it's just like a common trend of Lydia. Like, I never know what I'm looking at. Like, my eyes can never make out the picture that she's going for. The only thing I'm really living for about this look is this headpiece that has like her head cut out. That's really sickening to me. I like that it has like the fur on the bottom and the kind of satin on top. I understand she's conceptual, she's artsy fartsy, but I'm not having it. So it's
I'm not gagging.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna have to give it a shitty. Like, I genuinely don't know.
Right?
So, like, I can't even excuse it being well made. Like, I don't know what you made.
Girl.
So this was not my favorite. I was really lost, like the other girls said. It looked like there's a piece of fur at the bottom of the dress, and I'm just like, girl, you just threw that on there, cause what?
It literally looks like a yellow roadkill, like dragging on her dress.
I like the rouging. I think there was low key a little too many elements going on though. Like, I think like the rouging and the fur and then the hat and then it was just like pick a few things and stick to it. And instead it was just like, how much can I do? Because if I do a lot, then I'll get by. Like, that's what I was getting. So just because it's a lot doesn't mean it's good. So I'm gonna give it a midi, because I do appreciate the work that went into it, and I think there is elements that are very fashion. Overall, it just wasn't. I don't think it was what it was giving what she thought it was giving.
Yeah, I honestly she should have been in the bottom over Corey. No shade. So get your nigga out the bottom and put yourself there. Salmon, what were your thoughts?
Oh my god. This shit was fugly. It looked like she dived into like, you know, in Walmart when they keep that little scrap bin, like when people forget to take their fabric, it looked like she jumped into that, came out, and like walked the runway. Like, I don't like it. It looks like if I type in AI yellow dress, like, it's like name one thing in this photo, and I can't name any. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I'm also gonna give it a shitty. I'm not a big fan.
All right, moving on to Joella. Joella, baby, you look boo-boo crazy. You need some type of body. This is not eating. And why you got a bodysuit on with no body? Like, baby, you look frumpy slightly. I'm not one to go in on Joella because I think you're so funny. And I think you are really fierce. But maybe designing and seeing a very good outfit is hard for you. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a shitty. And maybe next time. Chanel?
I think out of the girls who like didn't know how to sew going into it is probably like one of the better finished things we've seen. Like it doesn't look that bad. It's just like what she made wasn't that sickening. This hair chop, these shoes chop. I like the little things she added to like make the drama, whatever, but it's still not giving, so it's gonna have to be a shitty. And these shoes, like I'm tired of seeing them. Stop wearing them, please.
I can tell you why she's wearing them. Okay, damn it.
I'm looking at her. I don't know why, as the queen, if you don't know how to sew, why you're choosing one of the hardest fabrics to sew. Like, it was a chop right then and there. I will say I hate all of it, but I did not hate her makeup this time around. Like, it was like okay-ish. Like, I could see it in an Instagram post. Like,
That's a hot take.
it is for real. And I'm just, she needs something, and I'll give her that. Shitty.
Chris Love.
I liked like a few things, like the shoulder element, and like I think the stuff that was coming off of the bodysuit was like fine. Um, Baby, every single like rip and shred was visible on that fucking fabric though in the middle. So, like, wrong choice. And baby, take that Letitia off, girl. You need two of them. As a big girl, you can't rock the one Letitia. At least double stack them. But your makeup did look better than other times, so I gotta give you that. But it's hitty still.
Moving on to Anya Nerve. And Anya Nerve comes out and Loki lets Jules have it. And she said, eat my shit. So she she comes out with this beautiful headpiece. I was living for Anya. I think she looks great. I think it was a little hodgepodgey in areas, but she sold it on the runway for me. So for me, it's going to be a pretty good job.
Right foot in, out. Left foot in, out. No, Anya, you did your biggest one. This is how you clear a bitch. Not that I love you, Jules, but mama, let's be real. She ate. With that trim, bitch, do your big one. Steal all the trim. The rest of the season, steal everyone's trim, because you're going to be the top.
Baby.
Off of their dress even.
This look was so opulent, so gorgeous, and I really liked it. Even if there was things that were wrong about it, the whole picture was very pleasant to look at, and she sold the fuck out of it. So, major props. This is pretty.
This is definitely how you use a piece of fabric as a boa, Hermona, because this is eating. I love the way that she used the blonde hair with these like icy jewels. Like I feel like that was the
Right.
touch of her own stuff that she was able to add to make it that much more ova. Sorry, Jules, she needed all of this trim. I don't know what this trim would have done for Jules's ruching, but this, I'm eating all of it up. So this is definitely going to be a pretty for Miss Anya. Definitely a mother with this, and I love the headpiece and the cigarette. Like, just added like a whole character, like a whole vibe to it.
I love this. Like, I'm not gonna say it's my winner, but it definitely deserved what it deserved. Like, clear. That's how you clear Jules. That's how you take it. You take what's yours and you own it, and you don't back down and let a bitch tell you no. So, give you your props.
She did her
Good
big
job,
one.
Anya. I give it my pretty. Like, that's a pretty.
Let's move on to Jules. And no shade, Anya let you have it, and you were rouging all day, sister. And I wasn't living. I'm sorry, I wasn't living. The dress stopped at an awkward length. I feel like it should have been a gown if you did that. And I didn't like the cone titty thing. I like that you're showing a different silhouette that I'm sure you're not going to show later, which I think is really smart. But for that reason, it was fine. Your makeup looks stunning, though. I will give you that. Your makeup looks really gorgeous. And for that reason, it's going to be a midi for me.
I think she kind of bit off a little bit more than she could chew, and I feel like in her mind, she thought that showing this full set of rouging was going to be enough to kind of like win the judges over. When in reality, they're not looking for who's the best seamstress, like technique-wise. They're looking for a full moment and a full look, and I feel like it was just missing something to make it grand or have like a statement to it. It was very, very gorgeous and well done, but I just feel like it was missing something to take it to that next level for what she was going for. And whatever the headpiece thing she had in the hair, I just feel like it wasn't needed. It didn't work for me.
When you copy a Gigi good look, never expect to do good. You're sitting there like it needed something because it just from far away you can't really see nothing that she was going for. I don't know where the trim would go on this. Like I'm trying to picture every which hem to put it on, and none of it works in my mind. So maybe Anya did you a favor, girl.
What do you give that?
Midi.
All right, Chris Love.
I forgot to say I give that a midi as well.
Jules, I'm gonna hold your pomelo when I say this. whatever you thought that trim would have done for your look, it wouldn't have done it. So save it. No, but on a serious note, not serious. That was a lot.
You're like, actually, on a serious.
I'm like, we have to get into this, but no. I think the rouging was cute, but like, girl, you can get rouging off Shein. Like, that's not impressing me. Like, it's
Yeah.
probably hard to do, but you can get rouging anywhere. So it's not like the statement you think you're making with it. But I think it was nice. You looked like visually, you looked good. Like, no one could tell you otherwise. But I think it needed like some drama on your maybe your arms, like a sleeve moment, just something to really take it there. Because I feel like it just felt like a little unfinished, which Loki probably was. But so I'm gonna give it a midi. But
Midi?
the mug, yes, God.
The
That
mug,
green
yes,
eyeshadow?
God. Moving on to her auntie, Sam Star. And Sam Star, this is the plate, this is the fork, baby. You ate it up. You ate it up. That wig was low-key diabolical, but everything else was stanosh. It was stanosh. I really love Sam Star's look. I think everything looked beautiful. It looks elegant. It literally looks opulent, which is the challenge. So for that reason, this is a pretty, bitch.
Honestly, agree. Like the Blue Girls, I think they showed up. They did their job. You look regal. You look pretty. Like I'm looking at it, and I feel like they got the best pick of like trims and fabrics in general. Like everything else look a bit cheap, but the blue stuff looks pretty gorgeous. So honestly, I'm gonna give Sam my pretty. Like I have no complaints besides the wig.
So, sister, when you bought that $24.99 hard front, what were you thinking?
That was her last purchase before TikTok got banned, so please give her flowers.
But no, I actually did enjoy this look a lot. I think overall it gave a very gorgeous silhouette, and it was very like eye catching. And you have such a gorgeous like old Hollywood type of face. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like you're like in like a black and white movie type of tease. Like I loved it. And I do think the hat could have been a slightly bigger with a little more of that fur to like really take it there. Because we're giving opulence, like let's take it there. But it was a pretty. I really liked it.
Yeah, I really enjoy this look. I feel like she thought about everything she needed to think about. The way she placed the sequin fabric, even to begin, like cutting the dress, like it lined up perfectly. I love the little dangly stuff she had coming off of her shoulder and the fan that she created. I thought that was the perfect addition to like really sell everything in that color. But girl, if you know that you are built like a brick in the face, why would you get some manly wig like that and put it on your head? If it is not custom coiffed, finger waved, teased a little bit out the face, I don't know. You know better than putting a square hairline boy cut on for Drag Race, for opulence at that. Like, girl, you got a low Shin Young bun back there. You know you do. Like, don't play. Like, you got something better back there that can go
Right.
underneath this. But still, this look was gorgeous. Definitely one of the heaviest hitters of the night. So I'm definitely gonna have to give it a pretty.
All right, let's move on to Crystal Envy. And Crystal, you look really good in ginger hair, period. You look so stunning in ginger hair. I really liked your outfit in general. I think you looked really stunning. Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily winning worthy. I think your little head wrap thing was a little bland, but I do think you looked opulent and you did look stunning. And it was a pretty for me. Honestly, you did really good. So pretty.
So, Crystal, I think you did a great job. I think everything looked put together, very clean. But yeah, it was pretty safe for me. I did like everything, but nothing like blew me out of the water. So yeah, definitely like a pretty.
I personally love the combination of a blue garment and ginger hair. I think that those two colors just work so well together. And on Crystal, this like slick waved updo thing that she has going on is so pretty on her. I'm not amazed by anything I'm looking at. The bows look like pretty simple to make, like, make the square, put the thing on it, whatever. I'm not a fan of the AB shoe and there's no AB anywhere else in the look. Like, it
Right.
seems out of place. I feel like she thought, oh, I have these fully sewn shoes, this will give opulent. But if you were really opulent, you would think about those jewel tones mixing. So I'm gonna give it a pretty,
Ooh.
but I'm gonna give it a pretty, but I just think that some things could have been changed.
You heard it here first, Crystal. Chanel thinks you're really ghetto and you will never serve opulence on the stage. So, Salmon, what were your thoughts on Crystal?
Chanel, you better hide your big bowl of nachos because she might be the ginger queen. Like, I don't know.
Big bowl.
Big
Girl.
bowl. Did it have to be a big bowl of nachos?
Yes. Okay,
Your bucket of nacho.
your Olympic-sized pool of nachos. Okay, Crystal, you look gorgeous and everything. What I'm looking at though is like I feel like we see so many of like just the tool flow. Like maybe I'm just watching too many franchises all at once, but in recent design challenges, that's all I see is like that big long stripe of flowy tool for every single look recently. But other than that, I think this is gorgeous. The shoes were definitely like threw it on, walked out, and it's like yeah. But other than that, it looks pretty. So pretty.
All right, well, that's a wrap on all the looks, but let's get into the placements. So Sam Star ends up winning the challenge, and the bottom two are Joella and Lucky Stars. Bottom three would be Corey King. And they lip sync to The Way That You Love Me, I think by Paula Abdul. And then Joella ends up winning the lip sync, and Lucky gets sent home. Do you guys agree with all of the layout of that? Do you disagree with anything? If so, what do you disagree about? I'll start. I think Sam definitely deserved to win that challenge. The bottom two, I would agree on the bottom two. I would just change Corey out of the bottom three and put Lydia in it because I don't know what I was looking at. But other than that, that's pretty much what I agree with. Sadly, Lucky sashayed the way, and even though I hate to see her go, she is the pork chop queen.
So the ending of this episode was definitely hard to watch. I'm happy for Sam. She definitely deserved her win. Already was definitely tugging on her hard front though, so it was really close. But yeah, I definitely think the lip sync was messy. Just period. It was messy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my sister, I think she got in her head a little bit, got caught up, and she was just out of it. I felt like she was defeated, kind of like the whole episode, which is valid. If you're not great at something, you're going to be struggling. So I understand why she was feeling that way, but it was just kind of like I was just watching her crumble throughout the episode, and it was sad to like kind of like see it all come together. But obviously we love your creativity, and we think you would slay like an all-star season.
In your
So,
trade.
bitch, I'm so excited for her for the future.
I definitely think Sam Star's win was deserved because when it comes down to it, I feel like the top two had to be Arietti and Sam, and both of them kind of made similar gowns with a piece of fabric kind of draping around the back with a fan and like a headpiece moment. So they had very similar ideas, but I think Sam utilized the fabrics so well, and she just had a very great look. So I definitely agree that she won. This lip sync though is just like one of those ones that it's just so hard to watch. You wish they would just turn the music off. Like I wish they were in studio and like, you know what, baby, just save yourself the time. Put your shoes back on.
Girl, save it.
They
Girl,
could play a little bit of
back
like
on.
they play like a rock paper scissors Squid Game to see who goes home because the lip
Yes,
sync's not it.
exactly.
And it's just like imagine being in Lucky's place. Like you just start and both of your shoes are gone, and now what? You just strutting around in these white stockings, looking a mess.
Seeing her
like
Girl with the
fly
leopard
off.
print panty. Good.
there's a
Girl.
lot going on, and I just felt so bad. She was trying to do anything she could to win, and that's just not the way to go in a lip sync, especially
Yeah.
to this type of Paula Abdul song. I'm not the hugest fan of Joella and her performance skills, whatever, but she definitely did what needed to be done in this Paula Abdul song. She didn't do too much. She did
said-
something that girl, she said when she hit the ow and like she kept lip
Yes.
syncing, it was sending me. So it was definitely fun for her. Joella was having a great time, which I love. Poor Lucky was unfortunately not though. So
Yeah.
and watching her walk away was so sad. Like she had so much left to give. Ugh.
Well, that's a wrap on the episode. Lucky Stars is the pork chop queen. She doesn't pull the right lever. It sadly is a sad end to Lucky Stars, but Lucky, you are loved here, and we can't wait to see what you do. And I guess that's the end. Congratulations, Sam Star, and rest in peace, Lucky Stars. Hopefully you guys
We love
enjoyed
you,
this
Lucky.
short little recap of Shit Talker with all of your fave divas. We'll be back next week to recap RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 4, and let's see who the second elimination is, because it's cooking. Bye, everybody.
In, out,
Bye,
in,
y'all.
out, in.